fish time. I guess we're cooking the fish. Retro Rewind. I guess we're cooking the fish. Retro Rewind.
Hello? Hello, hello. You're all doing well? I've had a bit of a slow start. So it took me, it took me a minute to get back. Get everything set up, but we're here now. Did it. Done. Complete. What do you mean? Restream stopped talking crazy. Well, it seems the first thing we're doing, because I had to restart my computer right before hitting go live. Don't do that, by the way. First thing I gotta do is fix Restream. Why do you think you're blocked, Restream? You're not. I promise. I didn't do it on purpose. Reactive, actually. It's not Restream. So if I go here... Oh, no, it's showing up. I don't care then. Good enough. That's too loud. That's better. Okay. I also need to wake up myself. My voice is not there yet. But I'm feeling better than last week. You might notice that this is not the game I promised. Oops. I didn't feel like playing it. I'm sorry. And bigger reason that I switched plan to this was I had originally intended to because I can't stream next week. I will not be streaming next week. So I went for a shorter game that I could theoretically finish before the week I had to take a break. And then we could work with whatever momentum we have when I come back. And then I got sick last week, so I didn't start the game and therefore can't finish the game today. So, no game. Just draw. Sorry. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Well, I did finish, well, I didn't finish. I'm lying to myself. I got a massive amount of progress that I can call done if I want to. On the last character I was drawing. That I can show off today, possibly. Today, I think I'm either going to be drawing my D&D character or I'm drawing my cat girl. I don't know which at this second. I'll figure it out. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something? What could I possibly be forgetting? Is it? No, I don't know what I'm forgetting. Very weird. Oh well. Just live with the feeling, I guess. Oh, welcome back, Gus. Hey, happy birthday! I hope tomorrow's party's fun. You got a theme, or is it just party themed? Thank you for coming back to Vibe. It's a weird day. I'm not sure what's wrong with it. But we'll figure it out. We'll get through it. Truly pull up a reference. We're making slime and some other stuff. Oh, very fun. Are you gonna make any special slimes, like fluffy slimes or crunchy slimes? Watch suspiciously hours-long slime tutorials. And that's what I would want to do. The problem I'm running into is neither one of these characters, through entirely my fault, don't have set outfits yet. Ooh, hair done as well? Like braiding and all that? That's very fun. Just an all-around fun list of activities. I think I've decided we're drawing the cat girl. I did finish or make significant enough progress on that I can start ignoring it again. This one, I hate drying shoes. It doesn't work in my brain, and I'm going to avoid it if at all possible. Maybe some other things. My friend is already gonna have their hair done before the birthday party. That's fair. Ah. At that point, they just choose to get it redone or watch, right? Well, thank you for subscribing, Segu. Welcome in. Pardon the blank screen. I am simply looking for a reference image. You also hate? Yeah. Your cats are very cute. You just got here, but thank you. Most of the time, just as an introduction to myself, most of the time I'm playing games. But I have recently been streaming art a little bit more. Just trying to get better at it, and get more confident with it. Gosh, I don't have any good. I use a application on Steam called Stream Avatars. It basically just lets you connect up your Twitch or YouTube, possibly other platforms too, and has your chat wandering around as little avatars, and you can upload your own avatars. You can go on the Steam Workshop to find avatars. You can commission someone to make avatars. I have a friend who does it. And yeah, so your chat messages appear on screen. I can also make you move around. There's sometimes jump catch games where you jump and catch a star. You can, which gives you currency to customize your bird. Very fun. Lots of options. That is not my character, but that is a wedding. You're very welcome. I see a lot of people use Pokemon as their stream avatars. That one's very common. Lucky! You're gonna try drawing on that? Hello, Elagast. Alright, I take it back. We're not doing the cat girl because I can't find a good reference image. We're doing the tiefling. Oh, he comes in, gets it in one go. Leaves no luck for the rest of us, jeez. Okay, that works. Well, we'll see how this goes. Downloaded Toon Squid on it. I'm pretty sure that's the name. Okay. I don't know all of the things that are available on Apple products. Oh, thank you, Segu. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Like I did mention before, I do mostly play games, so don't be surprised if I'm not streaming art all the time. But we'll see what happens through June, because I do want to try and do Art Fight this year. I had flashbacks to last year when I got sick last week. I don't need this again. Stop it. Okay. Toon Squid, or I think I've heard of Toon Squad. Maybe the same thing. I don't know. No, I like the first line better. Close enough. Okay. Just don't want to falsely advertise to you. Yeah, okay. Don't worry, Gus. Yes, that's alright proportioning, and if it isn't, I can fix it later. Better? Worse? No, I don't like the length of that. I think I've just more found what works for me. Which is less of a stick structure and more shapes. And I haven't really gotten that far into it, so we'll see if it's actually is better, or if it just looks really good when I'm first starting. I appreciate the compliment. No. Turn the pen around instead of eraser, it goes to fill. I don't think so. I do have a reference pulled up right in front of me as well. I try to make sure those are actual reference images of either photos or other people's art. For practice, this is not for selling. Just so I make sure that I'm getting actual proportions. Sketch of what you're gonna draw. Straight to the drawing. Bit of both, because I don't love doing line art. So you can see here, I did a sketch, which had several iterations to it, but I did do the sketch first, and then I just went straight into coloring. So it's still got some of those sketchy marks around and on it. But I like those marks, so I'm gonna call it good. Starting with the pose. And then I will build the sketch off the pose. Okay, I think that's a good start. The non-existent boots yet? They are very cool. That's why she's wearing them. If I can just bring them myself to actually finishing them. And I don't want people to look in too closely at the gun either. So naturally I'm going to zoom in on it. It's a mess. I have no idea how to draw guns. But you know, the whole image looks decent. You don't look at the pieces, you're just looking at the whole, right? Why would I want that? Excuse you. Where's my moderation? I'm getting scam bots on Twitch actually saying AI viewers. Why would I want AI viewers? Who wants that? Baffling. What the heck? Anyway. Well, this one is a video game character. This one will be a D&D character. And at some point in the later stages of this, I'm gonna have to figure out how to draw psychic damage. I think, at least for the time being, I'm open to suggestion on what that would look like. Because generally when I'm playing her in game, she just says something and the guy's head explodes. Does that work? Does that look good? Not sure. Let me try again. I don't know why I gotta keep challenging myself with putting things on angles. Something dynamic posing. We're gonna leave this for now. Never mind. This character's backstory is still slightly being workshopped, but she's basically a sorcerer inspired by the myth of the Greek goddess Sarcasm. She worked for a gin-run casino until her own pride and the inability to keep her mouth shut had her excused and dismissed. I made that way too broad. That's not good. Which is when the campaign starts. She's on the train with the rest of what will become the party. And it gets held up by bandits. gotten a little bit of distance in the campaign, but our DM had to went on vacation for most of last month. And I won't be available for most of this month. Which is unfortunate. But I still actually want to have a little bit of artwork. Okay, not bad. The other sketch I did will inevitably be easier because I had a very strong reference image for her. As opposed to this one, where I'm going to have to basically just go on vibes. I have a reference of what she looks like. And I have a reference of the pose. And I'm going to have to just marry the two. Got some messy shoulder length hair. I just made the head too small again. That's a bit better. I do kind of still want the shadow of the other sketch, so I'm gonna make it a bit bigger. Good evening, Potato. Said I wanted that other sketch and I'm already thinking about erasing it. Oh yeah, she has a tail. That'll do. I did get art done of her recently, so I'm going to pull up the references images I sent to that artist. There we go. There it is. Well, have a good night, Gus. I hope you have a wonderful party tomorrow. Do I go high color or lower one? I go high color. Okay. Hello, Zero. How are you doing? Yes. Is it a long weekend this weekend? Whacker. That'll be good though. Do you have plans or just resting? Well-deserved rest. What if I also give her boots? What if I continue to torture myself like that? Okay, it's still looking okay. The chest looks odd though. Hello, Ellie. Welcome in. How you doing? It feels like it was a good day for it. Working in the garden center, I mean. Yeah. I always make the mistake of thinking that garden centers are like greenhouses when they are in fact very much not that. You still feel all the weather. Ah, skater! Okay, give me 5 minutes to get a refill of lasagna soup. Stuff. Okay. I got my closed reference on my computer now. It's kind of like a greenhouse with open walls. Yeah. It's like a greenhouse in that you've got plants and you're trying to somewhat protect them from the elements. It's not like a greenhouse in that those are climate controlled. Plexiglass holds the humidity. Yeah, okay. That feels like it'd be colder on a lot of days. Because then you're dealing with the wind and humidity, so you're cold and wet. Amazing. Even better. But the weather should be getting to the small heater, and I can stand out of the wind. Okay, that's a relief. Because it seems like a good place to work. But for temperature. So if you have ways to protect yourself from the elements, then no problem then. Well, it certainly beats the desk job. Gotta be outside. Wow. That's impressive anywhere. Inside all winter. Huh. I hadn't really thought about it specifically, but that does make sense. That's an incredibly good balance. I only end up going to garden centers in the summer, which I think is fairly common. So I completely blanked on the fact that there's a whole indoor section for when the weather's not good. Hi, Skater. Thank you for the compliment. How was dinner? That does not look right. We're just going to get rid of it. Your dinner is heavenly. The man who made it is amazing. Perfect. Very good. I'm glad to hear that someone else made it. It's a nice treat. Dad of the house hunted him to ask for it. An impromptu babysat his kids last night. One in the house loves it, minus like 3 people, but they're outnumbered. Well, they don't count. I'd assume they get food they like on other days of the week, so they can deal. Well, good. I'm glad your evening has been going well. It makes cheese to go with lasagna soup and everything. It's so good. They can live with pasta for a night. Well, they still have pasta. They'll be fine. We are drawing my D&D character, Rain. She's a tiefling sorcerer. Had a total of 2 sessions with her so far. It's about time she got some art. So it was not my intention. She specializes in psychic damage, so we will have to figure out how to draw that. D&D stories? There hasn't been too many yet. So far it has simply been, the train that we were all on at the beginning. So the stereotype of the party meeting up in a tavern didn't happen this time. This time we met up on a train. And the train was held up by bandits. So that's how the party got together, was just protecting themselves from bandits. It didn't work. The bandits won. They cheated though. They had a giant bird called a rock pick up the train. Not much you can do at that point. Yeah, locked them up in their hideout. They had been hired to catch one of us, discovered another one of us was worth a lot of money, and then just wrote off my character and the other tiefling as worthless. Which, you know, rude. A rock. R-O-C. Let me see if I can find a picture of one. It is a giant fantasy predatory bird. That's a rock. And there's a size comparison for a rock. So it could very easily pick up the train and just take it. Throwing popcorn of disapproval at them. So we got locked up. Surprisingly, they did not kill the guy they were hired to kill. Probably because they thought they could get more money out of him. Which gave, time for me and one of the guards, to create a escape plan. So that's what we're currently doing, is we're in the mines behind the, hideout, escaping. Good morning, Mason. Yeah, it sounds like we're gonna need it. I had to leave part way through the session where we were escaping. I had an appointment. And, I was texted on the drive to my appointment, it was a half an hour away, that as soon as I left, they were unable to roll any successful rolls. And seeing as I left my girl in the so-called capable hands of our DM, I don't know how well that went. Nope. Apparently, that was not the intention. My girl isn't lucky. I could make her lucky, I specifically didn't do that. She's just uniquely good at talking herself out of bad situations once she's gotten into them. Someone help me, as I'd never played, but noted anyway. Well, maybe one day we change that. Who knows? My friend invited me into his Discord server initially because he found out that I hadn't played D&D. We weren't really good friends yet, but it was unacceptable that I hadn't played D&D. It did take him another 6 years to actually invite me to a campaign that actually did anything. And I will continue to tease him about that, because he deserves it. Yeah. He, actually, it's probably more like 5 years. I keep rounding it straight to 2020, but it was more like 2021. Yeah, he added me to his D&D server. Because, yeah, here, Jern sir, we'll fix this, never played ASAP, and then takes, yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, why am I here? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to be here, I'm making friends, that are still my friends, that's how I got connected with the Celestials in the first place, but where's the game? No game? Yeah, he had to finish up his one-shot, which is a D&D game that's supposed to last one session. He has still not finished that one-shot. Friends are good. No game like shown. Game promise, no game. What is this? What am I doing? What do I want to be doing? Still basically the same on the face, so continue to configure. The hair looks amazing. Thank you. Hair is something I do really like drawing. That's why Nahatter has so many different hairstyles and hair renders. Yeah. I am excited to explore more of Rain's backstory and her interactions with people. She does have a bit of an attitude problem towards anyone she thinks unworthy of what they have. And currently, that's fine. So no one in the party has made that a problem, right? Or she hadn't seen that in any of the parties, so she's more than willing to help them out. But as we discover their backstories, it could affect who she's more and less willing to help out with. Magic. I have her posed looking like she's doing magic, even though, as far as I can tell, she doesn't look like that when she's doing magic, but it looks cool, so I don't care. It's true. I say it normally doesn't look like that, as far as I can tell, because, one of the spells that I use often is called Lightning Lure. That's a cantrip, so I can use it however many times I want. It basically just is a tether of lightning I can attach to a person and pull them towards me. Which, if I'm throwing lightning at them and it does more damage than their hit points, I don't have to worry about the fact that they're now close to me. I cannot decide where the sleeve should land. And the other one I use is... Hi, Fuzzy! I'm drawing my D&D character. A tiefling sorcerer. I tend to use a lot of, I think it's Chaos Bolt, which is a great spell, but it changes what kind of magic you're using depending on your roll. So I got it because I thought that the middling damage, which was lightning and wind, I think? Yes. Common? Maybe, but good. That's why they're common. The wind and lightning would be a fun theme to go with. And then I kept rolling high, so she keeps doing psychic damage. Which is really effective. Not what I originally intended, but really effective. You're drawing too? My version of the Queen of Hearts. Ooh! You have my entire attention. Please, go on. Tell me about your Queen of Hearts OC. I'm 1000% on board. I'm definitely biased, and there's no reason that you shouldn't be surprised that I want to hear about your Queen of Hearts character. Basically a power-hungry gal with fire powers to match her temper, and she somehow is the mayor of Wonderland, even though she sometimes acts and looks like a child. Your draft could take at any moment. Wouldn't recommend. No, I wouldn't. I would not jump to doing that myself, just because I know of reputation. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. So you've got, in theory, other Wonderland characters as well in the town. In the city. Well, if you're in the Discord or like have Blue Sky, I would love to see what you're working on. At some point, fun making fairy tale characters in the mix too. Yes, please! I think the Discord's linked. If it's not, just let me know. I will fix that. Oh, they've updated what their link can do. That's very exciting. That one doesn't work. This one should. And I will fix that afterwards. am eagerly awaiting. I'm half tempted to have her hair cover up the other eye, but like, she doesn't have quite that level of personality problem. You joined. Show my art when I have the time. Right now I'm in the middle of progress. Perfectly fine. I will be eagerly waiting. Well, redrawing what I got into Procreate. Reference sheets important, especially when I'm planning to make a comic about this. That makes sense. And they are. That's basically what I'm doing now, is that I don't have any reference sheets for this character, so... Make the pose interesting just for my own fun. Oh my gosh, they're wonderful! I love them! I'm just marveling over these now. They're so good. I love Alice's outfit. That looks so cool. Yeah, I'm very interested to see where you take this. I want to see further updates as you go. Please. It's a bit challenging, but that is also the wonderful thing about Wonderland, is that it's very whimsical, but it also can go so many other genres as well, you know? I am not one to say that, like, the dark, edgy versions of Alice are incorrect, because there is something inherently kind of spooky and weird about Wonderland. It's a little scary. And the mystery genre also works, just because Alice doesn't know what's going on almost ever. She spends the entire time trying to figure out what everyone's deal is. Why is everyone acting weird? So I think you can definitely pull it off. I think that's gonna be awesome. Hi, Grace! Some dark fantasy in it because fairy tales. Exactly! You get it. How doing, Grace? Oh, enjoy your lurk, Luma. Yes! Add a bit of spook to your stories. They fit, I promise. Oh, good. I hope that was fun. Oh, no. That sucks. Hopefully that's not an issue tomorrow. Will be very inconvenient. Alice's sister being a lawyer fits wildly well. I agree with that choice. Yeah, I was noticing as I was looking through your lineup, you've got a lot of the different characters that don't always get included. I'm really excited. That's really cool. Milkshakes, 100% for me. The song from Neon Odyssey is my entire brain space. Well, that is good, because they need more views on that video. The universal win for milkshakes. For me, I'm just not into, like, ice treats. I like cold things, but not ice treats. Okay, enjoy your soup. My watch time on that thing alone has added 1,000 views. Knowing you, I would not be surprised. And worth it, because it's very good, and they deserve the support. It is crazy to me that that video only has like 300,000 views or something like that, despite the fact that they have almost $100 million raised. That's crazy. It really should, you'd think. I'm trying to decide how big I want her hair to be. There's currently no star. I don't know what you're jumping for. You're welcome to jump, I'm just confused. I've already been here for 2 hours. Does not feel like that at all. Jump rope? Possible. That could actually be a fun boss mechanic, though I think the timing would make that infuriating, actually. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I could make it better. I can't decide. Not ending yet, but as a reminder for everyone, there will be no stream next Friday. Just so I don't forget. Back to fussing with the head and the hair. Next Friday. Might stream at a different point. No promises though, because I don't seem to ever have time. But yeah, not next Friday. This is a tiefling. This is my tiefling. I've never heard music this triumphant out of Pokemon. What's going on? It's just I have it's a copyright free playlist of Pokemon music that I just grab. Fawn with Minecraft sheep eyes, like as a D&D character or as a Minecraft Pokemon thing. As a D&D character. You should. What class? The obvious answer is Druid. Generally for fawns. Probably a druid? Speak with animals? Yeah. Warlock could also be fun. Can we drag our own birds around? Why not? Do it. Bird familiar? Oh, that's true. All sheep are sorcerers. You're so right. You can find some other way to get speak with animals on there. Will this tiefling also make hats? She does not. She does make a bit of trouble, but not hats. No, if I were to put Hatter into D&D, she'd probably be a wizard. She has some inherent magical ability, but most of what she does comes with an egregious amount of practice. No hats for her. Horns are in the way. Her backstory so far, work in progress. I'm still working with Nim on what? all fits into his world. But she worked in kind of a pleasant indentured servitude in a gin-run pleasure district, specifically the casino. Until her attitude got the better of her and she was excused from duty. Race and class are different. Yes. Well, Hatter would be a human. Very uninteresting, very boring. She would just be a human. That's part of the fun of if ever I write for Hatter, is that she believes herself to be completely ordinary. Really, anyone could be in her position if they just thought about it. Maybe? Even now, within her not D&D lore, not D&D storytelling, she believes herself to be a completely normal human. There's nothing extraordinary or weird about her. At all. Sure she is. I don't think she'd even specifically argue with that, but she is normal. And it's funny to me because any time a friend asks, yeah, she's very normal. Extremely normal. Anytime a friend asks, what is she? Because she's obviously not human, I just look at them straight in the face and say she's a human. As far as she has any idea, normal human. Is something still human this far removed from the flow of time? I don't know. Well, she's pretty sure it is. So, that's what she is. Christmas? What do you mean Christmas? Oh. I think it's the bells. It's barely past Easter. Describe to me gesture technique, because I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Bye, skater. See you later. I just wanted to create a changeling druid who doesn't know that they look like without transforming. Okay. That could be fun. Making the lines simple for the sake of getting the pose down first before drawing in the details. Yes. Yes. I found that line art is not my friend. I like sketches. Oh, neat. Yeah, I have not done that. So when I started trying out digital art, I looked up some different tutorials, what people do, just so I could get a sense of how it could be done. And I saw a couple people who were like, yeah, if you don't like line art, just don't do them. Just do your sketch and redo the sketch and make a different sketch. So it started here, where you just use blurry, big lines in order to just get the general shape you want, and then you work down from there. Art is really hard. Art is also really weird. I don't understand how art happens. Like, I was making this last night, coloring this in, and I would just zoom out, as you're supposed to do, and be like, when did this go from sketch to drawing? What happened? Because it was just this a second ago. Honestly, when you do go to college, I encourage you to research on college you go to and how they run their programs. If I had done that, I wouldn't have suffered 3 years for a degree for a scam school. Only then I learned that they're woofed. I have been to college, but I did go to college for theater arts, not digital arts. Though I had an interest. I was originally going to go into theater. So, have been to college, do know some of the fundamentals, just not the names of things. Yeah. Not quite as young as I sound. My struggle right now, as I'm teaching myself art, is I am... Exactly. I know the value of references, and I can see how much my art improves when I have a reference. And part of that acknowledgement, and I never get in my own head that I don't need one, is that I know how helpful a reference is when doing theater, and how much there is intersection between the two. What was I just saying? I knew... Oh yes, I struggle the most with... I mean, a lot of things, but one of my major struggles that keeps me from improving as quickly as I'd like is just making characters. I have the basic skills in order to improve, and I have the understanding of what it takes to improve. In most arts, like theater, writing, drawing, I have the fundamentals of improvement in all of those. I just don't have the ideas to jump forward with that, if that makes sense. So like writing a story. Yeah, I have a fairly good voice and understanding of what flows well on a page. But ideas for what the story I want to write? No, none. No ideas. Blank. And same for drawing. Like, I don't know what to draw. So typically if I'm warming up, I just draw Hatter. Like, I think the first committed little doodle I did on this tablet when I was trying it out was this. Nothing crazy, nothing flashy about the pose, just what buttons do I have? There she is. So, when I looked at Art Fight again this year, knock on wood that I don't get sick again, I was like, I really want more than just Hatter as a character art up there. What other characters do I have? And I saw that a lot of people put their D&D characters up there, and I just started a campaign, so like, alright, well, there's that, and that's this character here. And then I saw that some people put their video game characters, like player characters up there, so that's this one. How I get started on ideas take reference from histories and cultures, sometimes themes and how they work in the past to give you ideas in the design. That's basically how Hatter happened. For many, 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 many years, like a decade, not exaggerating, it simply was a username. The 13 is because I got the username in 2013. And thought that it was a number that I wouldn't get bored of. I was correct. But when I got like 2020s-ish, spending more time online because what else are you gonna do? I started getting questions asked about characters and character design. What is, if I had a character, what would she look like? And it just kind of was, alright, what did... So obviously the Mad Hatter is usually a male character, but I am not. So I want it to be a woman. But I don't want to change the fashion all that much. I don't want it to put the Mad Hatter in a dress. I just don't. I don't like dresses personally, don't like wearing them, so she's not gonna wear one. So I looked at, I love steampunk clothing, I love Edwardian and Victorian fashion. And yeah, so I took kind of casual men's dress, which some pinstripe slacks, a vest, and a loose shirt. And I put a corset on it because I still wanted some of that feminine look, that steampunk look. And that is how I ended up with the basic Hatter design. Along with just... blue is my favorite color. I like how monochrome she is. The Mad Hatter at his core and the way he looks is because back then people who wore hats go mad because they use mercury in their work, which affects the brain. My Hatter is a they-them person that likes wearing hats no matter what gender it was made for, but personality-wise can be grumpy and unhelpful as Diomedes, the Greek philosopher. Yes, I love a stubborn and annoying hatter. I don't think there's a Mad Hatter that I don't like, but I do love when they're, no matter the gender, they're in their own lane. They just are enjoying themselves, and they have. I've always thought of Wonderland as it's not the absence of rules. It has as many, probably more rules than we have in real life, but they are not the same rules, and therefore it is confusing. Hatter knows all those rules, and they're miffed that you don't follow them. What the heck are you doing? I'm having an unbirthday party. Oh, well, it's my unbirthday too. Well, in that case, then you're not supposed to be here, then you're supposed to be here. Even though just 5 minutes ago they were upset with you for sitting down when you weren't invited. Yeah, once I have a prompt, once I have an idea, the character design happens pretty well. It's that first jump. Like, Rain is a mixture of things. Again, just pulling things I like. The DM for the campaign basically just gave me a pick crew and said, this is what we generally use, so you can use it once you come up with a character. And I said, well, I don't have a character design, but I will try it anyway. So I've just messed around with the pick crew, finding things I liked. Which was great, except they didn't have any clothes I liked, so then you're going to look around for other references. What clothes do you like? And once again, she's dressed in a little bit more mask fashion because, nope, still not wearing a dress. I love that true. I'm excited to get my other character concepts down, like I'm also putting characters in Looking Glass too. I did notice that I didn't see a Tweedle, which are the go-to Looking Glass characters, right? But always exciting to see other ones as well. I love the chess pieces. They don't get enough love. The cards are great. Always happy to see the cards, and I know that the Red Queen and the Queen of Hearts struggle to exist in the same space, so you end up getting more card stuff than you get chess piece stuff. But the chess piece thing, the whole thing where Alice starts as a pawn and she's aiming to become a queen, is just amazing to me. A lot of creature and monsters idea in my head, but I don't have the skill to excuse my liking with the pencil. See, if I had the idea in my head like that, I could sit down and force myself to improve. I love that. 10 out of 10, well done. See, you're just selling me on your idea more and more. I'm getting more excited for this. And I want to hear more of your creature designs, Grace, because so far the ones you've told me, I've really enjoyed, I've really liked. We also need to all be in one piece again so we can have the creation campaign again. What am I doing with this hand? It's just not happening. It's annoying. The reference I chose for the pose has big billowy sleeves, which is not ideal when you're trying to figure out where the elbow goes. that's a bit better. My lack of ideas is actually... I mean, it's a huge hurdle, but it's also one of the reasons I want to get onto a site like VGen. Well, it's especially hard when you're making it up. Because when I finally went and poked around the site, I realized they have a whole tab for writing. And I am 100% willing, even right now, to sit down and write out someone's lore for them. Like, you've got a character idea, you want to get your well, then paint and use pencil crayons. But if you've got like lore idea, or maybe you want to start streaming and you've got character ideas but want them written down in a coherent fashion or a script fashion, I want to be able to help with that. Don't choose AI. Willing to write it out for you, that kind of thing. You just have to have a portfolio and an in to get to that site. Should be there. Should find some. Yes. They probably have some at the dollar store. They're not going to be crazy special, but it'll be fine. At home, if you draw how out of your horse, that's what it looks like. Then it's the muscles of a skeleton. Horses, because horses are some of the hardest things to draw, so if you figure out how to draw a horse, you can fairly easily break down anything else. Ever draw a horse as a kid and end up having it look like a cow? That happened to me all the time. Do I want thumbs in or thumbs out at these clubs? Out, I think. Yeah, no one can draw horses. The number of well draws. Yeah. If you can draw a horse well, it's both incredible, that's insane, but it also becomes the main thing that the person draws. Yeah. I feel like Rain probably also has a bit of a travel cape, but I don't want to draw that right now because that would cover things up. With a lack of spectacles, where'd your eyes go? Do a know a nervous system? They gone? That doesn't explain where they went. I know you didn't get laser eye surgery in the last hour, so what happened? Think about it, some limbs are the same to break down as humans do. Look at bird wings and how they have some form of... Yeah. They all kind of work the same way. And a lot of it is learning how to break things down and what breaks down works best for you. Because I've seen so many tutorials. They're like, no, you have to use this method. No, that method doesn't work. You have to use this method. No, you have to use this method. It's like you have to spend the time testing them out, messing around, finding what works for you. What makes you able to visualize what you need best. I wasn't demanding that you wear your spectacles, I was just wondering where they went. And why you were lacking them. Too many questions, too few answers. Could I have one answer? Just one. You should get pencil crayons. The weird... I know it's ridiculous and not at all what is actually happening, but it's the language that my brain likes most. Is my chosen form of sketching an anatomy is more carving out. Do you like the dodo sit? They got sit, they got jump, they got dance. I also want that. I also want that, Grace, because weird, not real creatures that are a little spooky, amazing. If you can make that into sculpture, even better, crazy. I want. Yeah. Yeah, the method I've been doing really just, it feels like carving, because I'm starting with something so blurry and unreal, and like this is not a character. If I took off my glasses and the person was standing across a field, this is what a character looks like. But then you pull more details out of that in a way that feels very similar to sculpture. Bird siren being a harpy? Neither, not an actual siren, but does what a siren does, lure and entrance with music. Can I read out the description you sent me, Grace? Is that allowed? She said, creature idea, a siren, but it's a harp, and it plays its veins as strings to charm and or hypnotize people. There could be variants to make a whole orchestra, like imagine getting saxophone to death by a creature playing its intestines. Wild. Or don't imagine that. I can imagine how they would take time to restring when they're going to play, peeling veins and hanging them in place. It's so gross and cool. Yeah. I love a weird creature design. It's so good. You don't have to have it. It's not it's not your creature. You keep your happy Pokemon trainer and your flower wreath girl. Well, you're gonna sound insane when you're completely originally creating a creature. And it's doing anything with its internal nervous system that isn't internal nervous system things. That's just how it is. Cartridge fountain pens. Oh, cartridge. Jeez. It sounds fantastic, Al. It also sounds like it'd be a terrible idea for me specifically, and probably also Luma. I am left-handed. My buttons on the tablet are over here. Messy, messy, messy. Drawing is not, but because of how writing teaches, I do write with my hand on the page. I do not draw with my hand on the page. Yeah! Lefties are where all the talent is. See, I just try to brush off what's on the page with my hand. I can't do that. Nothing happens when I do this. Yes, I drag my hands across my art. If I'm drawing traditional with a pencil or a ballpoint pen, I look like I broke my hand after. My hand is black and blue after I finish drawing, and it's just because it's covered in ink. Alright, time to go to the place that I am least practiced, which is the lower half. Oh, charcoal, no. I love the look of charcoal, don't get me wrong, gorgeous. It would be everywhere. It would be on my face. It would be on my hands. It would be all over the page. No. What a nightmare. I need to decide what bottoms look like. Yes, yes. Oh, this is jazzy. This plate painting activity, and I still had to find out the lady lied. No! What happened to it? Hey, choose, man. So my plate has an extra line from the planning stage. No, cause yeah, pencil doesn't burn. That sucks. I'm almost never happy with myself if I'm painting. Just doesn't come out the way I want it to. I like my plate. It has some little guys on it. Spooky to plan though because the characters on it are white, so I had to leave them unpainted. Ah. See, I agree and also do the same thing. And I also know that it is a bad idea and you should do things that you're not good at. Goose over pond. But yeah, I didn't like gooses. It's not the line I meant to erase. really like painting. Not much of world gets covered in paint when I try. Normal keys are just as evil. We just don't have them. It is too short. It is bad. I'm telling you, I got 20 minutes left in stream time. They do taste better. But that is not because they are filled with any less hate. Blue! Hello, Blue! Welcome in! I am doing well. How are you? I'm struggling because I hate doing lower halves of things, but it has to be done. But otherwise, I'm doing fine. Good. What time is it for you? Legs. Bad legs. No, because I stream at the wrong time. I've been considering doing unscheduled streams in my morning. Jeez Louise, Blue! That doesn't bode well for when you're at Sage's streams either. Where is my... not that tab. have? This one. You guys should check out Blue. I like lurking in their streams and just hanging out. They do many co-working streams that I will sit with. There you go. Yeah. For everyone else who hasn't followed Blue yet, you should also follow Luma, but Luma gets consistent and permanent shout out via Celestials. Blue doesn't get to show up often, so special treat. Yes. Yeah, if you want to, you can customize your dodo. I have a couple different hat offerings and a good amount of color offerings as well. Make your dodo more you. I am drawing my D&D character, Rain. I did actually. This is a pretty good opportunity to show it off. I got art of her recently by a wonderful sky artist named Greta. That's my girl doing her thing. Yeah, I am part of a D&D campaign. Only had 2 sessions so far. But my little tiefling sorcerer. Get you some mints. Get some mints. Elias, did you accidentally save 100 mints? Yeah. Yeah, because when coming up with the name of it, because it could be just points, but that's not really fun, is it? I decided to go with what the only form of currency that the dodos cared about within the Alice in Wonderland books was the mint that they won in the caucus race. They won the race and they looked at Alice and went, the group won the race because there wasn't actually any losers. Looked at Alice. We must have prizes. What do you have in your pockets? And she had a tin of mints. So everyone got a mint and she got a thimble that she already owned. Of course, every day that's not a birthday is a non-birthday. Don't go eating your mints. Can't spend them. Yes. Yes, that is, it's a little throwaway thing at the, it's your first introduction to the absurdity of the Wonderland peoples. Because she's in the Hall of Doors, and she grows to a massive size, she cries, she shrinks down, and she's swept away in the ocean of tears, and when she gets out, she finds herself surrounded by a bunch of other creatures that have also been swept up in the ocean, and they all run a race to get dry, and when they are finished, they require prizes. It's a scary book, it's a scary story. You wouldn't think it, and I shake my head at, yeah, a good amount of them are birds, including the dodo. I shake my head at the people who insist that because Alice in Wonderland is a kid's book, it shouldn't be scary. Like, we shouldn't have dark retellings of Alice in Wonderland because it's a kid's book. Like, yeah, but it's scary because childhood and growing up is scary. It's a scary story. The Disney animated version is one of the most accurate adaptations that there has been. And it's scary! It's beautiful and great, and it's really stressful. I might own Return to App Madness, and I'm intending to stream it sometime this year. Yes, I have. I haven't gotten to play it yet, but I do own it. Yes. I also own a concept art book. I do love the American McGee Alice games. It did shift the understanding of what video games could be and the theming of video games, right? Because most of them, not all of them, but the popular game of the time was Doom-style alien shooting games. So American McGee turn around, say, actually, I'm gonna make it story-based. It's still gonna be combat-heavy, but there's gonna be a psychological story here, based in Alice in Wonderland. No aliens. I learned that potentially one that made those games offered to live-action Alice in Wonderland, but turned it down, knowing at the time Disney would undermine and take over his vision. I could see that probably happening. I don't know if I'd want to see an American McGee Alice in Wonderland movie. I think its perfect place is a video game. You know? I love books, I love movies, I love video games, and I love adaptations that bridge the borders, but I think you have to do it very carefully and very specifically. And if you don't have a reason for doing it, don't. You know? If your story isn't made better by switching mediums, then consider why you're switching the medium. Being able to play through stories is something I like. Yeah. Uh-oh. He's winning. Soulframe. I have not. I've never heard of Soulframe. Should I be looking that up? Color me curious. That's not how you spell it. There we go. It's pretty. It's pretty. Ooh. That's cool. I'm gonna keep my eye on this. Hang on to that. I am not opposed to a heavy game. Don't look at how many hours I have in Final Fantasy XIV. It's a normal amount. mean, it looks like they've got some great direction. Grace, you might also like this game just looking at it. Aww. That's high praise, though. If it makes you want to replay. Omori, yes. I don't think I'll play Omori for the channel. But I do know Omori. I think Nim actually has an Omori avatar. I can't remember who made it for him. Yes, good vibes. Good art. Fun. I don't know that I knew that Warframe was Canadian. That's awesome. Well, if it's DE, I know the Warframe dev's reputation. I have a friend who's really into Warframe, and how they got a little bit of gacha, but it's actual reasonable odds, and also you are actually able to get the things without the gacha, as opposed to something like Genshin, where it's like, yeah, you could definitely get it without paying, for sure. How many years left do you have on your life? I'm sure that's enough. Yeah. Absolutely. Wish it was London. We'll have to abduct you to this London. I've got family out that way. Yeah. Well, I'll go. Wish I could enjoy Warframe, but space theme, and that scares me. That's fair. The concept itself is weird. I don't typically go for sci-fi. There are very specific instances, like you have to get me through something else other than it's space. It's got a bit of everything. I've seen the action part, I've seen the missions, they recently added a dating sim. That's funny. Their patch, I think 3 patches ago, outed the Warframe devs as Final Fantasy XIV lovers. And I will not expound upon that. See, Neon Odyssey got me through Evantris, and the interesting way it incorporates the D&D magic into the sci-fi setting. Yeah, no, that's fair. It sounds like me trying to get anyone to play Subnautica. I don't have a particular fear of water or the deep ocean. All my friends do. I have a great time. I'm going with the fishes. I swim around the big things that want to eat me. It's a good time. You don't have a fear of water and might actually enjoy it. It is the style of game you like with a little bit more narrative. Yeah. Don't you try. Oh, that's way too low down. Well, you should also play Grace. It's $10 right now. I've seen Abzu. I haven't looked into it too much, but I'm aware it exists. You think I can fudge doing the legs by just making flowy pants? What if I don't put her in boots? I just put her in normal shoes and put flowy pants down to the floor. Sheepy is indeed a must-play. Actually, Blue, Sheepy, big flowy robe is an option. I just don't like the look of them as much. This is the struggle. I can't draw the clothes I like the look of. Sheepy's Big Adventure, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called that. It's free on Steam and on itch.io. Highly, highly recommend. It's a short little platforming game, very, very fun. Sheepy a short adventure. As well as Death's Door. Death's Door is much bigger, a lot harder, but it is also very fun. The vibes are great. Because I could just... like... GD pants. Down to the floor. Not a bad look. Might do that. I might cop myself out and do that. Is it sad? No. It is not. Yeah, but it gets resolved pretty quickly if it's the moment I'm thinking of. Like, it's very emotional. It is very... It has a very strong atmospheric storytelling, and yeah, like Sarah said, it's adorable. And as with any good story, it's gonna make you feel. But no, it doesn't particularly have a sad ending. Plus, you come to life. Exactly! Bees, play Sheepy. It's great. You'll love it. You bought the plush? Has it come in yet? It is a short adventure. It is what it says on the tin. I need a picture. You never sent me a picture when he arrived. Or bring him tomorrow, that works. Either way. Well, speaking of bedtime, it is about time when I wrap up my stream. It is 9 p.m. my time. And I unfortunately actually have to go to bed tonight. Because I got places to be tomorrow. Otherwise, I would be really, really tempted to go for another half an hour. Yeah, I saw you comment like, oh, I really want to go longer. I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. We will be back. No stream next Friday, but I should be back for the Friday after that. Possibly no promises, but there might be a stream between Monday and Wednesday. We'll see. Who knows? And if I do stream, it will be art again. It also might be at a more reasonable hour for some people. Depending. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Yes. Yeah, if you want notifications and updates on when I'm going to go live, and you don't trust Twitch notifications, I do always post it in my Discord, and I also try to post it on my Blue Sky as well. What? I think that's everything? Yeah. I didn't get clear from Fuzzy if that one worked, so I also have... Is it still here? It is! I also have this one. And I'll update that link after stream. But I had a lot of fun. I just enjoyed vibing with you guys and drawing. This was a good time. Why does it always mute it? There we go. So damn loud. There we go. I will be back. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you all next time. Check out Luma, check out Blue. And have wonderful nights. Good night.